Like crime scene investigators portrayed in American television series CSI, Singapore too has its own team of experts who specialize in investigating fire cases. These men are from the Singapore Civil Defence Force's Fire Investigation Unit, and their job is to search post-fire scenes for clues on what started the blaze.
Basically what you see here are our main equipment which we bring to the fire scenes to help us in our fire investigations. A very important part of our evidence collection at fire scenes is also how we document it, and we document it by way of doing crime scene photography. For collection of liquid evidence, we use something called a glass vial and a pipette. What we do is we actually use the pipette to pipette out the liquid sample from the bottle that is of concern, and we put it into the glass vial and we seal it, and then we send the vial to the lab for analysis. This is a 5-liter unlined metal tin, which is a standard piece of equipment in a fire investigator's arsenal. We then sample the solid evidence and fill it into this tin up to 2/3 level, and we will then seal it up tightly so that the vapors do not escape and are not lost. And then we will document it and label it, and we will send it to our lab for analysis to help us determine what was the composition of the vapor. Okay, Amanda, what you see here is something which we call a disto laser meter, and this piece of equipment helps us to measure dimensions at the fire scene, be it the length, the breadth or the height, very quickly by simply pointing the laser at the target and then just capturing it by keying it on the keypad. This next piece of equipment is something which we call a hydrocarbon gas detector. Hydrocarbons are part of flammable and combustible liquids such as petrol, diesel, kerosene, to name a few examples. And if we detect an area which contains hydrocarbons, it may mean that the flammable liquid was actually poured on the scene and may have been used to start the fire. This equipment is what we call a Vac-uchamber gas sampling kit. It's actually a piece of equipment which we bring to explosion or post-blast scenes to help us to quickly extract gas or vapor sample from the area of interest. So for example, if it's a confined space or a tank which was involved in the explosion, we will quickly connect the sampling hose and drop it into the confined space, run the pump and extract a sample of that vapor from the space into what we call a Tedlar bag. Okay, this is actually a bag which will contain the gas sample, and it will be sent to the lab for analysis. Over here you see another piece of equipment which we call the PanoScan digital, or rather it's the digital panoramic camera system. It actually allows us to do a very quick scanning of the entire fire scene, and it's very flexible. It's very quick, and it allows us to process the scene, document the scene efficiently, so that we can then release it back to the police or the owner in the fastest time, so that they can return to normalcy.
These fire investigators don't just work alone. To help sniff out arsonists and the cause of fires, man's best friend is also called in to help. The SCDF has 4 fire investigation dogs, ranging from Labradors and Border Collies to cattle dogs. These furry firefighters are employed for their sense of smell, which is almost 50 times more sensitive than humans.
The dogs are primarily what we call arson detection canines, and they have been trained to recognize the scent of ignitable liquids. And these are liquids like petrol, diesel, kerosene and solvents. The dogs greatly assist us in our investigations because they allow us to sweep the scene very quickly, and it has translated to almost 75% reduction in the amount of time that investigators need to spend at the fire scene.
Once the dogs identify a suspicious area, fire investigators zoom in to collect evidence for lab analysis. The data will then be used to recreate the fire scene, and tests will be conducted to determine the cause. Learn more about fire modeling in the next clip.